Welcome to the final day of the second pre-season winter test here in Bahrain. Laps, and more laps was the order of the day. But who would achieve their goals and who would be looking to the final test next week to play catch-up? Mercedes managed another race simulation and Jenson Button did a long afternoon run. They topped the timesheets, but Rosberg had a second-and-a-half advantage. The McLaren time of 1:34.9, the same as their best for the last 2 days. Kimi Raikkonen was third fastest in the Ferrari and managed 82 laps, but crashed just before the end of the day. We'll hear from him later. Felipe Nasr was fourth fastest, the Williams proving its reliability and pace once more. He was announced as their official reserve and test driver just this morning. Pastor Maldonado posted the fastest time of any of the Renault-powered teams and also managed 59 laps in the Lotus. Sergio Perez managed 19 laps in the Force India, but a troublesome day for the team saw them pack up early. But again, Red Bull struggled. Daniel Ricciardo only managing to leave the garage for 15 laps.
I learned a massive amount, and it's every lap, every lap is important, every lap you learn. We discovered a lot of reliability issues, which you only discover if you do many laps and really push the car to the limit. So those have been important discoveries. Now we have a couple of days to try and sort them out and then hopefully reduce the amount of issues that we're getting, and by the time we get to Melbourne, we need to be able to finish the race.
There's just 4 days left of testing now before the first race. Where would you say Mercedes are at the moment? Are you happy with the progress and happy with where you're sitting, especially compared to the up and down the pit lane?
Well, for sure, it's positive at the moment, yeah. In terms of reliability, I managed to complete the race distance today, so that's been good. Nevertheless, the car did break afterwards, yeah, so there's still some way to go. Still problems arising here and there, which is totally normal. And I think in comparison to other teams, we're in a good position with reliability. But even us, we need to be 100% bulletproof by the time we get to Melbourne, which is a massive challenge and very, very difficult. And so that's where the focus needs to be on. And then in the morning, I was doing some qualifying style practices with some lower fuel, and that was good because I was feeling comfortable in the car, and I was able to push, had a good balance, and so I was pretty pleased with that. It's early days to say exactly where we were because for sure the other guys didn't take out as much fuel as we did, so we need to be very, very careful, but in general we can say definitely that it's looking good at the moment.
Your odds have dropped from 20-1 to 8-1 to win the title outright this season. I know it's very, very early, but do you feel like you have a car that could really compete this year?
I don't know yet. It's too early to say because, again, today we were doing some qualifying style practice, and for sure the other guys didn't take as much fuel out as we did, which explains the gaps. So, and it's impossible to know exactly what the other people were doing, and there's so many different tires here also. So the feeling is positive, yeah. It looks, for sure, we're looking quite good, even on pace. But I don't want to say more than that because I just don't know myself yet.
Okay, just finally for me, what's going to be the biggest challenge for you then this year? What's the biggest challenge for the drivers to get to grips with?
The biggest challenge, it's all the new systems, everything, the whole hybrid power, all that ERS power. There's a lot of complications in that. Then also with the fuel saving, trying to get to the end of the race with the fuel, because for sure Bahrain, for example, is the most critical, and it was tough out there today, to get the race distance done with those 100 litres, and I'm sure not only us but everybody else is struggling with that, and so that's one of the important factors.
I spun and crashed in the wall, unfortunately. Destroyed the car quite badly, but luckily we can fix it and was in the end, so it's okay. It's just a little bit work, unfortunately, but that's how it goes.
What was the feeling beforehand? Was it anything, can you pinpoint what happened? Was it you or was it the car?
Well, maybe it was me. It's not, sometimes it happens, and it's not like end of the world, like people always think that it's a massive thing. I mean, I just got wheel spin and went inside in the walls.
What was it feeling like up to then? You got a lot of laps in today.
Yeah, there was quite a few red flags. Unfortunately, we didn't really have any issues. We tried things and tried to, for me, to try to understand a little bit what if you change one thing, what happens? And obviously, I know from the past, but every team is different. Every car is different behave when you change some parts. So we just try some small things and see, get the idea first, and then we can work for next week. But it wasn't too bad.
Pastor, 2 more days in the car before the first race of the season. Will you be ready?
Actually, for sure, we are not at 100% after these 4 days. We've been getting better and better day after day, which is very positive. Today was quite a good day for us, especially we were the quickest with the Renault engine. We were the one who did more laps, which is very positive. No problems today, so quite good. Quite happy. For sure, we need to push hard. There is 1 month for the start of the season, so not much time to react. But we are working very hard, and I hope next week will be better for us.
You posted the fastest lap of any Renault car so far in testing today in the Lotus. How are you feeling? What have you learnt today that you didn't know before today?
I think, learning a lot. A lot of new things. Getting more confident with the car, with the team as well, and I think the team in the same way with me. So communication at the moment is very good. We are nearly arriving to where we want to be. For sure, these 4 days were not the best for us. So we were not expecting to do these kind of laps. We were expecting more. I think all the teams were expecting more. We had some problems, but the important thing is that we solved all of the problems. Today it was nice and clean, so we are quite happy.
Yes, in terms of the Renault power unit, the Renault engine now, are you fairly happy with what you've got, and it's more thrashing out the other problems in the car and anything else that might come up?
I think there is an improvement, there is a clear step, but still there is something to keep working, and I think with all the 4 teams working at the same time in the track, that will help a lot Renault, and hopefully next week will be much better for us.
Adrian, not the day you would have liked today. Can you tell us what the problems were?
Yeah, well, it was not a great day, of course. Quite disappointing. Miss a whole day is not what you are looking for at the moment, where everything is limited and there's so much work to do. But anyway, we had a chassis problem in the morning, and I thought we can fix it a bit quicker, but they had to just change the chassis, and it was an incredible job. They worked really, really hard, and it was a night shift. Guys was just pushing on all the time to fix the car. So at 3 o'clock we could go out, but it was just not ready yet, and then a few red flags interrupted the running, and so it was basically just enough to have a few out laps, and that's it.
So, I mean, it's frustrating for you, frustrating for the team, though, at the moment. Every lap, I guess, is crucial right now, as we only have the 4 days left for the Australian race. Are you confident the car and the team will be ready?
Well, sure, you want to drive the whole time you have available, but on the other side, it's good that things happen like that now, because it doesn't cost you any points. We want to finish the race in Melbourne, and the more problems we have now, the more we can fix those problems, and we should be better prepared. But it has to be in balance a little bit, so you don't want to just do a few out laps and then sit the whole day still. So, but we'll fix it for the next one. 4 more days coming, and pushing hard. We have good guys here, so we'll make it.
The car and the team have had some good days in testing. Where do you feel you are at the moment when you look around the pit lane? Because obviously there are some teams having a lot more problems and not getting anywhere near as much running as you've had already. So where do you feel you are at the moment in terms of the grid?
Very hard to say, because we didn't really do performance work so far, so I don't even know how much we can still find, but there's so much time we can improve here and there, and until we haven't done that, I can't say where I am. I can't rate the other lap times, so I don't say anything about it at the moment.
How did the car feel up until that point, when you went out today, but in your last days running? Are you comfortable in the car? Are you used to it? Are you feeling more settled in the car?
every day you feel better, of course. So the first day I had here in Bahrain was definitely better than in Jerez, but still a lot of unknown things and still a lot of work everywhere in every area. So, but it was good to drive. I covered 80 laps or just over, and just to get a feel for it. Have managed to run all the tires yet, so it would be also interesting to see how the soft tires, the super soft, gonna work. But for sure that's planned for the next round here.
Today we had quite a big problem with the system side. Well, I mean, I have to say it's a very difficult time, very frustrated for everybody. But this is why we are here. I mean, we are testing. So, yeah, I mean, up until today, it was pretty much we made quite a lot of lap time. Consider Renault engine. So, I think I have to say, I mean, this was the biggest travel fast time in this week. Yeah. So. Well, I mean, sometimes it happens, very frustrated, but in the end we made 70 laps after the travel, and that was very positive. We made a good test, so I think that was very important. We come back on the track in the last 45 minutes. I had a huge red flag, but yeah, we made it, so we have 4 days to analyze, and hopefully we can come back the best positively on the next test. But definitely I think we are quite a lot of off pace, so yeah, we have a lot of work and we need to get something more.
How are you feeling in the car? Have you settled into it and are you comfortable in the car yet?
Well, I mean, myself very comfortable, just we don't feel a lot of power from the engine because yeah, I mean, we are not really full power at the moment. Maybe a couple of teams using full power, but I think we are not reaching there, so still a lot of the potential for ourselves, so which is not too bad. But definitely, before going that, we have a lot of work, and yeah, we need to achieve something more. And definitely, I think today's travel was quite painful for us. So, yeah, at least this 17 lap is enough data we got, and that's how much we can analyze for the rest of the 4 days. And the most important things, the last 4 days test before going Melbourne. Yeah, how much we can get speed. And this will be the big things for us.
So that's it for this Bahrain test. A good week for Williams. 323 laps completed, 8 more than the Mercedes. But at the other end of the scale, Marussia just 29 laps over the 4 days, and Red Bull just 116. Plenty of work to do before we're back here next week for the final pre-season winter test of 2014. We'll have updates for you live throughout the day on Sky Sports News and a roundup every night on Sky F1.